Hello and welcome to this presentation. Presently, the curriculum is undergoing significant changes. These changes are being created in order for the educational system to be better prepared to manage the increasing demands of new times. Within this presentation, I will highlight the following elements. What are the driving forces shaping curriculum? Understanding the role that participation will take within education for new times, and the potential implications and possibilities that participation can have within pedagogical practice. The Hawke government in the 1980s was the first to introduce a draft curriculum document. Although it was abandoned in 1991, this subsequently has resulted in the Liberal and Labor governments in both the state and federal levels being divided about the implementation and content of a nationwide curriculum. This is specifically due to the ideologies and cultural influences that are deeply embedded within each political party. The differing Labour and Liberal ideologies have contributed to the implementation of a series of non-compulsory policies being employed within the education system. These have not succeeded. In recent times, the Howard government of 2006, the Rudd government of 2008, and the Gillard federal government of 2012 have introduced compulsory policies. These have removed the political debate from the states and introduced organisations such as the Australian Curriculum Assessment and Reporting Authority, also known as ACARA, designed specifically to shape and implement a nationwide curriculum. These policies and organisations have been introduced as the government is now recognising the need for change within the education system to better suit new times. Within the last 2 decades, there has been a significant change in economic advancement. The Hobart Declaration of 1989 identified the future demand for active citizens better suited to manage the growing changes in the economic sector of society. The Adelaide Declaration of 1999 and the Melbourne Declaration of 2009 built on these neoliberal concepts and also recognised the rapid influences that technology can have within pedagogical practice. Technological advancement have made some of the previous fundamentals taught within schools seem obsolete, as the demand for new fundamentals better suited to new times is becoming evident. This highlights the need for a more flexible curriculum better suited to meet the changes of new times. Technological advancement has become a significant driver shaping curriculum for new times. Educators now are better equipped to manage the change to a national curriculum due to the large amounts of information and professional development that is becoming increasingly available. Finally, within the past decade we have moved from chalkboards to interactive whiteboards. Now I'd like you to think, what will life be like in 10 years and how will it be affecting education? As educators, we're all aware of participation within the classroom and the significant impact it has within the teaching and learning process. In 1959, the United Nations drafted the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. This declaration explained that all children, regardless of context, have the right to participate within all facets of life without discrimination. This declaration also acknowledged that all children have the right to participate within education. This moment in history signified the beginning of a worldwide education revolution, most of which is still happening today. Within the curriculum, participation can take many forms, as it provides plenty of opportunity for collaboration and empowerment within the pedagogical practices within the classroom and the school environment. A negotiated curriculum allows students to find themselves as a learner and provide a more enriching learning experience better suited to their own needs. And by providing an education better suited to the needs of our students, we are thus in turn allowing them to be more suited to the needs of new times. It is imperative to understand that in the terms of curriculum of new times, the expression participation can derive a more complex connotation. Former President George W. Bush established the No Child Left Behind Act in 2001. This identified the need for participation within the educational system and the importance of providing provisions to disadvantaged children. Similarly, Australia has also introduced the Fair Go policy, which outlines the need for provisions to be given to disadvantaged children in an attempt to reduce the intellectual gap. The Fair Go policy highlights the importance of participation within new times as the growing demand for active citizens and highly trained professionals is increasing. Studies have shown that the greater participation within the curriculum can provide students with a more enriching education and will allow them to be better positioned to handle the growing demands of new times. Finally, I'll ask you this question. Are the participational opportunities you provide your children tokenistic, or do you truly take them into consideration when planning? As educators, we understand the possibilities that participation can bring to the pedagogical practice within the classroom. When the student voice is heard, there is a greater sense of self-belonging which contributes to a more supportive learning environment. Also, when the student voice is used to choose topics and units that better suit their context and interests, which in turn allows the student to learn through their preferred learning style, their educational prosperity is increased. Finally, not only student achievement can be improved by participation, within pedagogical practice, it is also known that the student body can assist with the creation of behavioural standards, as they will be more inclined to comply and understand the consequences of their poor behaviour. In summary, I'd like you to reflect on the participational strategies you have used within your classroom. Participation within the pedagogical process can evoke negative connotations. Some educators argue that if there is an increase in student voice, the teaching and learning process will lose its effectiveness. Some educators are also less likely to be open to participation as they feel that their own authority and experience can be undermined by a student voice. Educators can also be less willing to promote participation in pedagogical process as they feel that the learning will not be enhanced and that their own educational ambitions of the students will not be suited to educational outcomes. In conclusion, the driving forces shaping curriculum for new times are having a significant impact on the education that is being provided within the classroom. Teachers now need the ability to be flexible and capable to handle significant changes of the government, economy, and technology that shape pedagogical practice. The significant influence of participation in education is beginning its own revolution as teachers and educators are becoming increasingly aware of the needs of new times and are recognising the need for a curriculum that is more flexible and capable of providing the best opportunities for students to become active citizens and more capable of handling the demands of both new times and future times.